Hello, my friends. Today I am going to talk about football leagues and I am going to tell you about how a football league works. So, in football, we have leagues as well as competitions, leagues based on countries. In India, we have the Indian Super League. Likewise, in Europe, we have five big leagues: the La Liga for Spain, the Premier League for England, Bundesliga based on Germany, League One in France, and Serie A in Italy. These are considered to be the top 5 leagues in the world. Now I am going to discuss about how a football league works. For this I am going to consider England and how England works in terms of football leagues. As you can see on the screen, we have 10 steps which form a pyramid, which actually forms the system of how leagues work in England. The first step consists of the top flight English Premier League, followed by the English Championship League, then English League 1, English League 2, and so on. In Premier League, we have 20 teams. Each team plays against the other 19 teams 2 times, which means each team plays 38 games, 19 home games and 19 away games. Let's talk about how promotion and relegation works. In Premier League, promotion is not possible because it is the top flight league in England. Only relegation is possible. Promotion refers to going to a higher league from one league, and relegation refers to going to a lower league from one league. As you can see from the above picture, 3 teams will be relegated from the Premier League, meaning that the last 3 teams which have finished this season at the bottom of the table in English Premier League will be performing in the EFL Championship League the next season. And the top 3 teams from the EFL Championship will be promoted to the Premier League the next season. The same concept of promotion and relegation applies for other leagues in England also. But there is an exception in the case of EFL League 2, where 4 teams promote from EFL League 2 to EFL League 1. Actually, the top 3 teams from EFL League 2 directly promotes to League 1. But the 4th team that has to be promoted from League 2 to League 1 will be selected from the playoffs in League 2. The playoffs will be played by 4 teams. The teams that have finished 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th at the end of the season in League 2. Playoffs are like knockout matches among these 4 teams. So this means even if you finish at the 7th position at the end of the season in League 2, you still have a chance to be promoted to League 1. Surprisingly, in the last season, the team which finished at the 7th position was promoted. So that's how promotion and relegation works in leagues in England. Moving on to the prestigious awards given in England. We have the English Premier League Cup, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup. The EPL Cup is given to the English Premier League winners. The FA Cup and Carabao Cup are more of like competitions in which all the teams from the top 10 leagues in England will be competing in the FA Cup, and all the teams from the top 4 leagues in England will be competing in the Carabao Cup. This is how the system of leagues work in England alone. Different leagues work in their respective countries in a similar way like how EPL works in England, but not in the same exact way. They have their own forms of promotions and relegations in their respective countries. For reference, as an example, I took EPL in England. All these top 5 leagues have one thing in common. They are from Europe. The official footballing association of Europe, known as the Union of European Football Associations, they conduct competitions like Champions League, Europa League, Conference League and so on. While Champions League being the most prestigious one, followed by Europa League and Conference League. And this is where football gets even more entertaining. It is because all the top teams from all the top leagues will fight for the Champions League Cup. This is the most prestigious cup in terms of club football. But the question that lies now is, how do teams get qualified for Champions League, Europa League and Conference League? Let's take an example for explaining the qualification of clubs for competitions. In Spanish League, La Liga, the first 4 teams will be qualified for Champions League, and the next 2 teams for Europa League and the next 1 team for Conference League qualifiers. Similarly for other leagues also. But consider in this example League 1 that only the first 3 teams are qualified for Champions League. All these Champions League spots, Europa League spots, Conference League spots for different leagues are specified by Union of European Football Associations for leagues based on European countries. The UEFA lays out the rules on how many teams should be qualified in various different leagues for Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, and so on. In short, UEFA chooses the teams that should play for Champions League, that should play for Europa League, and for Conference League, and so on. But remember, the Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League are not leagues but competitions. This is where the elite clubs fight for elite cups. So that's all, guys. That's how football works. I just shared some information that I know. So if you want to share your thoughts, if you want to ask questions, please feel free to comment down. And don't forget to share your love and support for me through liking this video and subscribing to my channel. Feel free to give suggestions for next videos too. I hope this video helps you to know about football a lot for you. So that's all, guys. Thank you. Bye.